Still got some cassettes. I know, it's like I went through a phase where I was like, screw old stuff, so I like got rid of all my cassettes, but I do have some CDs left. Some. I digitized the rest and broke them apart and threw them away, which I severely regret that because the computer that had that stuff crapped out. And,
oh no!
And it's like, it's so hard to like retrieve that from a, yeah.
They are.
Yeah. But I've slowly been buying the digital version of those songs. At least my, like, the top favorites. Because that's the one thing that I hated about CDs, is the fact that you were required to get all of the songs. So if there were songs you hated, you had to skip. And it was such an inconvenience. When nowadays, you can just listen to all of your top favorites and you don't have to listen to the bullshit songs you don't like.
God, a hand crank record player.
Wow, dang.
Jesus.
Have you seen this before?
No, I don't think so.
You don't recognise the shop?
No.
Is there someone else who works at Atlas? Someone who may have been there tonight?
No. There's a cleaner. Comes at strange times, but then he's a strange boy. Work experience.
As a cleaner?
Oh, we did try him in accounts, but it didn't work out.
I'm gonna have to pee so bad after the stream.
Yeah, we're only halfway there.
That's it for the time being, thank you.
I will say, at least it's nice that with the glass teapot, it's not as good as like ceramic or stone, but it does help keep the water hotter because there's more volume and it's more closed in. Though I know, well, okay, I don't want to spoil, but there's a contradiction around the... Anyways, okay. Excuse me.
Ask you a couple more things, please.
I didn't say nothing.
Shush.
You know the shop?
Yeah, I know the shop. I hired something from them last year, I think.
This is for a party, I assume.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that? Well, was it or was it not? Enlighten us.
Thank you. Probably be back later. Do you know the shop? Have you used it?
No, but I know where it is.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
Son of a...
Oh.
Well, I can't talk to Ryan, but you also never mentioned the chief, sir. You're supposed to mention the chief. Bastard.
You're welcome, Keith.
No, DVD I found, sir. I don't think so.
Dodgy one.
Actually, someone wanted it back. Put a bag over my head.
What did they do that for?
I have no idea. It's quite disorienting, actually.
Did you take the bag? Right, we'll find out what it came from. Someone must know about it.
Free bag.
I love Jinx.
Can't wait.
I love Jinx so much.
Quite disorienting. Well, did you keep the bag? Yes, I have a free bag.
Like, he did ask if you're okay, or just like... just like,
No, just got
you keep the
attacked.
bag?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sweet.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
That's funny. You know, there's actually like high-end keyboards you can
Found it.
buy that like replicate that. Oh. Yes.
Do you visit Monarch Costumes a lot?
No. I used to go in there occasionally. Why?
But you do know the shop.
Yes, of course I do.
You see, Paul, I thought you said you didn't know where this bag was from.
Maybe I do.
This was used to put over my head, Paul, by a mugger. Would you like to tell me something?
Are you suggesting that I had something to do with it?
Oh, Jinx.
You really ask the most ridiculous questions.
So why did you lie about the shop?
Well, I didn't have anything to do with your mugging, Inspector, but I might know of somebody who did.
Go on.
Did Ryan
Just
mention
one more
Jason
thing.
to you as a cleaner? Unfortunately, Ryan at some point told Jason that the DVD mustn't be removed from the site. So, when he saw you take it, he simply thought that he was doing us a favor by getting it back. He isn't exactly what you'd call one of Darwin's best examples.
So what's on the DVD that's so special?
All right, it was something I
Paul?
did myself, a little stunt I pulled to amuse the students.
What kind of stunt?
I pretended to steal from the students. I emphasize the word pretended. The students knew all about it afterwards. Everything was above board.
Steal from students? Why?
We were doing a piece about pushing the limit, so I decided I would show them how it was done. Oh, don't look so serious, Inspector. I returned everybody's things immediately afterwards. No harm done.
And when was this?
Last year sometime.
At Third Eye or Atlas?
Third Eye, I think.
And this was before or after Liam died?
Well, since you'll probably find out anyway, it happened to be on the night that Liam died, as it happens. Before you ask, no, I didn't steal from him.
Do you think it's a good idea to encourage students to steal, Paul?
I wasn't encouraging students to steal. Policemen are so literal. Life is shades of grey, Inspector. Much as the Force might like it, it doesn't divide neatly into blacks and whites.
It is true, but
Now, if you don't mind, you'd have to excuse me for a moment. You know where the door is.
because I
He was
remember
quick enough to claim he didn't steal
you
from Liam.
already
Kind of stunt
talked to
was
him
that
about
anyway?
the drugs in
Liam
Liam's
dying
death.
later the same
Death,
night?
that was
It's
the
just
previous
all a bit
contradiction.
too suspicious.
Okay. Do you want to know who the next person is?
Yes.
Emma.
Okay. Well, I
Or
talked
wait.
to him about alcohol in Liam's death.
So Emma, okay, I know you did the contradiction about didn't know Liam very well, but had the Blackstone. and then-
Blackstone. Mhm.
Oh.
Dramatic pauses. Yes, they're amazing.
So
What?
after we just need to ask Emma some questions about what we just found out. And
Okay.
a contradiction comes from that.
So Emma is still the next.
Yes.
Oh, Emma!
Questions, if you don't mind.
Emma, let us climb to the window and see you.
What do you know about Paul
Peekaboo.
Ryan?
Paul the slime.
You've obviously met him then.
Yes, I have.
What do you know about him committing a fake theft during one of the courses?
What, about him going through people's bags? Yeah, he tried that thing on me as well, weirdo.
So you were at Third Eye?
Yes. Yes, I went there for a few months after college and I left because I hated it. And I didn't know Atlas was the same thing. And I went with Simon.
Oh.
Does Simon know that?
No. I didn't want to burst his bubble, so I didn't say anything.
So he doesn't know you went to Third Eye?
No.
Ah! So is that where you met Ryan as well?
Yep.
Right. What didn't you like about the course?
Well, it was stupid. They just made you do things to other people and be abusive just to prove that you could, and I absolutely hated it.
What sort of things?
Oh, just stupid things. Nasty things to prove that you could do it. It was about not feeling guilty. And it was horrible. That's why I left.
You're not
And it's
giving
Simon doing all
specific
this stuff now.
examples.
No, I think they had to stop because it was just getting ridiculous. I think somebody got arrested or something.
Very interesting.
Aha.
Ah, yep.
So, you witnessed Paul's
This should
money
take us
stealing stunt,
past
is that
9
right?
p.m. now.
Yes.
But you weren't there when Liam died.
No.
Don't quite understand that, you see, because Paul pulled the stunt on the same night. Liam died later that evening.
I must have got mixed up.
So you don't know anything about Liam's death, even though you were there on that night.
No.
Emma. I think you better explain, don't you?
Well, it was the stupid course, wasn't it?
Go on.
Well, we were all told to do stupid things, and then that thieving thing happened, and so...
Take a breath, Emma.
Liam killed himself because of me.
Why?
Liam had a birthmark on the side of his face. And no one would mention anything, even though we all knew it was there. And they all thought it was ugly. So I thought I'd say something, and I even asked Paul if it was okay to say it.
What did he say?
He said he wouldn't mind. Then Liam killed himself. Liam's dead because of me.
Well, Emma, I'm quite sure you regret what you said, but I really don't think you caused Liam's death. There's always more to these things than meets the eye. It wasn't your fault.
We can't tell Simon, please.
Simon doesn't need to know. Don't worry.
Thank you.
There's nothing wrong with birthmarks, by the way.
9 o'clock.
I think it's just that vicious like environment wwhere like they were encouraged to do all of these like out of the norm or societal like accepted things.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Doot 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 doot.
Couple more questions, if that's okay.
Alrighty. We've got quite a bit to ask you about, sir.
We're getting deeper.
This doll burning.
It's a symbolic ceremony we perform every few weeks on the course.
What's it about?
It's about burning your old personality and finding a new one, a better one.
So the dolls are...
You.
It's a little
They
judgy.
represent you from the past. Each doll has a picture of the student as a child or a teenager. And they burn the doll and symbolically destroy their old personality. It's quite simple but effective, I find.
And why did that girl shout?
Because it's an emotional thing. She's quite clearly become very attached to her doll. They do spend the first month with them. We tell them to take the doll everywhere with them before they actually go through the doll burning.
And you believe that's a good thing? Destroying your past?
Of course it's a good thing, Inspector. We're all shackled to our past, particularly you by the sound of it. Perhaps we should make a doll of you, Inspector, and burn that. What do you think?
No, thank you.
You're probably right. I'm not sure it would do any good anyway.
But it's our past that shapes who we are today. I mean, obviously, if it quote unquote
Especially if we
shackles
learn
you,
from it.
yeah, it's like obviously if it quote unquote shackles you, that's a problem. But also,
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't realize you were a musician.
Oh, well, I'm not really a musician. I mean, I dabble a little bit. To be quite honest with you, I'm far more interested in collecting guitars.
You're not in a band.
Well, I did audition. I did audition a few years ago. When I say a few years ago, of course, I mean about 20 years ago. Doesn't time fly?
It does.
What band was that?
Oh, I can't remember. Something Stone. Aren't they all called Something Stone?
Oh.
Hammerstone. That's it.
And you still collect?
I haven't bought a guitar for over a year. I feel I've moved on.
Can you tell me about auto-hypnosis?
Well, what would you like to know?
Do you use it on the course?
We dip into it occasionally, but it's not a major feature of the course. I would say that, well, a minority of the students know how to use it, but the majority wouldn't know and have a clue.
It's not a requirement of the course.
No, not at all. We don't ask people to do things that they're not comfortable with. There's no bribery, no coercion. We're thinking about phasing auto-hypnosis out, actually.
What's the
I'm
reason?
sure you are.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, Inspector, it doesn't actually work very well.
He obviously hasn't heard of peer pressure.
Do you know what this is?
Well, I think it's a bag. Is it a bag, Inspector?
The shop.
Oh, yes, the costume shop. Yes, we used to hire from them.
For the course?
Well, yes. For the course, at the end of each stage, we have a little party, and we ask students to dress up or try acting out being somebody new, their new selves, as it were.
Could you explain a bit more?
It is a skill.
One of the main elements,
Ryan's
of course, is
smooth.
learning how to act, how to be whoever you need to be in any given situation. I think you'll agree, Inspector, that business is about being the right person in the right situation at the right time. What it does, it helps them to detach themselves, become somebody new.
I can't stop looking at the drink now.
You know, that kind of thing. It's surprising what a little bit of cross-dressing can
He
do.
really does like
Inspector,
move
you've
it
tried.
around.
Not at this stage.
I'm still stuck on the we don't allow alcohol on the premises as he's drinking alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Driving me nuts.
You know about your father's money-stealing stunt?
Oh, well, yes, that was something that Dad decided to do as part of the shock aspect of the course.
But he went too far, you believe.
He usually does.
And do you think it did have anything to do with Liam's death?
No. Liam wasn't like that at all. I mean, that was just a simple, unfortunate coincidence. I mean, Liam had his own problems, but he didn't have any problems with the money shock stunt. No.
Add a couple more no's on there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about Emma Bowman criticizing Liam before his suicide?
I was there. I witnessed it. Well, I know Emma blamed herself for his death.
Did she?
Well, she was upset and all of that, but I wouldn't blame her, Inspector. I really don't think she had anything to do with it at all.
You don't think?
Liam was a very confident person, very outgoing, very strong individual, or so it seemed. I mean, people are free to do what they like. Even something as irreversible as bumping themselves off. Sad though that is, of course.
Okay.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Sit down the corridor.
I think.
I walked right by it, didn't I?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I saw it right as I clicked. I was on autopilot before. There we go.
That'll come in handy. Don't know why I never remember to buy one.
Blind self. Why do we all do that?
I know! I do that all the time, and Steven thinks I'm so stupid. I'm like, I know, I am stupid. It's like I'm fucking blinding myself. It's like I know what's gonna happen. The one time I thought a flashlight was dead, and then it wasn't dead.
We cannot ask him about it.
Let's see. Oh, how are we supposed to know that?
Wasn't it
Oh.
dark here?
Yes, you got it. Good memory. It's been a month and you remembered.
Okay.
Don't put it in your mouth, Jinx. I know it's
You
nice-
don't know where it's been.
Yeah. If it's your flashlight, fine.
Well. And there's the mask symbol again. Looks like someone's been trying to make a point.
You don't know who's touched it. Okay, let's have. We're back.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Had to go get something. Here you go.
Do you know what these are?
Oh, yes, that's my old car. It was vandalized.
No.
I took those for the insurance company.
You didn't have it painted?
You know who did this?
Yes. A girl called Lisa Blint. She was on the course, very strange girl.
And why did she write the words devil worshippers all over your car?
Stay hydrated, guys.
She was a very strange
Yes.
girl. She had a lot of psychological problems. I'm not entirely sure, Inspector. I mean, she took a dislike to the course for some particular reason. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And she asked for a refund. I declined. And she decided to spray her disapproval all over my car.
Odd thing to spray, isn't it, though? Devil worshippers?
Well, she was a very odd girl, Inspector. Maybe she thought it was a way of getting back at us. I've no idea.
Did Rebecca know about it?
Well, yes, she did, but I wasn't about to unleash Rebecca on her. She can be quite fierce sometimes, you know. And I mean, the girl wasn't
I bet he
vindictive. She had
knows.
psychological problems. She lives in the village, actually. The run-down house at the end of the lane. Can't miss it.
Really? Right, thank you.
Grr. Okay.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
But we could fast travel.
I am. Thank you.
Could that be where Lisa lives?
No.
The house at the end of the lane. That's
I
what
don't.
Ryan said.
It's a little rude. I mean, I guess it's very. It's just a little messy. It's not run down.
Needs a little landscape.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very
it
insistent
Lisa?
husker outside the door.
Inspector
Aw.
Jenks, I'm investigating an incident in the village. I wonder if I could ask you a few questions.
What sort of incident?
I'd rather come in and discuss it if that's all right with you. I promise I won't take long. Thank you.
An
I'll just
inspector
go in, yes.
always keeps his
I have to
promises.
go out in a minute.
Oh, look, I can come back later.
I might not be here. What did you want to ask?
I just wanted to ask you, did you know Kate Vine?
No.
Right. Well, I heard that you're familiar with Atlas, the life skills training company.
What do you want to know about Atlas?
Well, I heard you reacted badly to it.
Of course I reacted badly. So would anyone.
Why
What?
do you say that?
Because they're devil worshippers.
Devil worshippers.
They're making demons appear. They're tricking everybody. They're getting people to join up, then they're putting demons inside them. You can see them.
See who?
Demons.
Where could you see them?
In the mirrors.
At Atlas.
Any mirror. You can't get rid of them. They stay inside you.
So, how did you get rid of them?
I didn't.
You still see them?
I just don't look. I put all the lights on. I make sure it's all bright. I put them on when I need to look in the mirror. If I make sure everything is bright, I just see myself without seeing the other person.
Who is the other person?
She's like me, but older, like her eyes sink in. She's all wrinkled, with a wrinkled mouth, like she's dying. And then I realize I'm her. I'm not me anymore. I'm her. I'm sorry, I have to go now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You left your key in the door. Ma'am.
She panicked.
Ma'am. Anyone can get into your house.
I'm a very fragile and disturbed person.
She's in a
Utterly
village.
convinced that Atlas are worshipping
It's
the devil.
fine.
How are Ryan and Paul going to get out of this one?
When there's like 5 people in the village, it's like, you know who broke into your house.